is his to keep at the end of the contract, but it works off the same principle of renting your computer effectively. I'm not sure about it. I've got mixed feelings in that when I purchase something, I like it to be mine. Fair enough with things like an internet subscription. Obviously, I'm paying a monthly fee, and I might decide I want to move at some point and change provider. It doesn't sit too comfortably with me, to be fair, this idea of renting a computer. And I think I read something about Microsoft considering this idea many years ago when I was...
I think they have a patent on it as well, so in theory, I don't know the overlap, they maybe could sue Google, we thought about it first, let's rent people computers.
Yeah. It didn't sit well with me then. The idea of renting a machine and being even more tied into the platform that you selected.
It's very important to mind. You see, Microsoft doesn't sell computers, with the exception of stores that they have now. The profits made on hardware are companies like Dell. So the way they make money on you is if they sell you a computer that then compels you to buy Office, and to buy all kinds of other things too from Microsoft. And they mostly have two cash cows, only one of which tends to be pre-installed on computers and sold to the OEMs. The other way they can make money is to compel you to upgrade the operating system, basically meaning you have to buy the same operating system and pay for it over and over again. And it was a bit of an issue for them because they have lots of users, and I'm not going to deny lots of people use Windows, but not many of them pay for it. So in certain countries, they give it away for free, or they let other people give it away for free, and then they call it, it's piracy, and we don't like that. But we kind of like that more than people using Linux. So they kind of allow people to use Windows, but they don't really know how to make money out of that. It's a bit like Skype, actually a very good match for you. Because here you have two companies that basically have lots of, in terms of user base, but once they try to suck some money out of the customers, they risk basically driving the customers away. If they are going to force every person in places like Brazil to pay for Windows full price, it's quite likely quite a few of them will say, well, I'm going to look at this Linux thing, whatever it's called, and give something else a try. They don't want this to happen, so they don't really know how to not drive away the customers. It's the same thing with Skype, trying to advertisements and things, it's going to lose the appeal. So here you have this, Microsoft was trying to find out, first of all, how to make money out of countries that don't have much money to pay Microsoft. They just want them to use Windows, but these people might be farmers, might be a certain economy where the currency is deflated. They cannot actually make big profits out of these countries. So they were trying to find out, well, whatever you can pay, please pay us. And they thought about a subscription idea, like basically we'll let people rent the computers and use them to print something and pay for it, per printout or per hour of use or whatever. And this is going to kind of hide the real cost of the computer, so people will not think of it as paying Microsoft for paying for code. They'll think, I'm just paying to access this page, to print this paper. And it actually works on people. I mean, if they use the internet at the airport and pay £2 for it, they think, it's worth the money. But if they actually have to do this every day, it's really expensive. So this is what they thought about doing. And Google has been working with the cellular networks, in the UK at least. They have trying to convince them to in fact sell all kinds of Chrome or Chrome OS notebooks to the masses and do things with contracts to hide the real cost of the thing, and to actually put some strings onto them so they'll also pay some mobile charges too. And this is what it is. This is more of a Linux being used as a commodity hardware for something else. In this case, also accessing the so-called cloud of Google, the fog computing thing, which, by the way, was not working so well for users of Blogger the past few days. I suppose you've heard about that, or maybe you haven't.
No, I haven't, to be fair.
I've had very major downtime. I don't think they've lost any information, but they did have some major disruption. And of course, people who weren't running their own websites, things like your WordPress site. We have this thing we created called Bytes Media, and Bytes Media is actually being run and operated by us. So if anything breaks, we can go in and check what's wrong with it, and we could always restore from backup. But it's basically us controlling it. When a company like Automatic, which makes the WordPress.com website, or Blogger, and they have Blogspot and all kinds of things like that, when they go down, you're completely helpless. All you can do is just kneel down and pray, "Oh, Google, please bring it back. Please save my post." That's all you can do, unless you maybe export posts once a day or whatever, and then you could maybe take it somewhere else. But it's very impractical. You very much depend on the provider to back up your emails and to back up your whatever it is you're doing, maybe documents in some cases. So the Microsoft fans were having a field day with the fact that Google had a downtime and wasn't too pleasing with, wasn't too pleasing when it comes to lots of people who actually use their services for blogging. Blogs weren't available for, I think, at least a day in some cases.
Well, I'm just looking down my list to see if there's anything else I wanted to bring up for the show. I can't see anything immediately.
What do you think of Unity? I was just going to ask what you think of Unity. Because have you used it so?
I promised myself last weekend that I would spend some time to have a good look at it, and I haven't yet. It'll be on my list to do this weekend. Hopefully I'll get a chance to have a proper look. It's I'm like I said before, I'm quite excited to see to experience it for myself and not just read the opinions of others. So I've literally just had a glancing look at it over the last few weeks, and I really need to sit down with it. But it will be something I'll be doing. It's unfortunately in the free and open source software world, there are so many other packages that distract you, and I've been looking at a number of them recently. Me and Roy had the recent tests with SIP and the different clients for that, so that was a distraction as well. But I'm certainly very interested at the moment in the Linux as a gaming platform, and there's a lot of titles coming out and in development which look very, very promising and very, very exciting.
Did you hear about the Angry Birds is coming to Linux in some sense, provided that you install Chrome? So they kind of go web-based, which is interesting because it's not really a complicated 3D game or anything, but the fact that they can manage to make it web-based, make it available to any platform which has the browser of specific type, it's pretty exciting because that kind of tells you, well, if people are increasingly interested in games they can play on the bus or something, things like Angry Birds, then their demands in terms of games will change somewhat. And if that's going to be capable of being played over the web, of course, now we have things like we have WebGL. We have things like Minecraft. All kinds of games that you can play on the browsers. If that's going to be sufficiently cool for people to kill some time with, then Linux is just going to be a case. Well, does it run Chrome? Does it run Firefox? Oh, cool. Well,
I mean, anybody who watched the TechBytes video, one of the test episodes that we've run in the last few weeks, will have seen I was playing Minecraft through the browser. It's far more convenient for me. All I have is just my little shortcut to Minecraft and banging them away. So it is very convenient, and I think this certainly is the future. It's certainly a very good way of deploying your product or your package to a lot of people. And in the case of Minecraft, it works absolutely perfectly. It's absolutely fantastic. So I'll be very interested to see Angry Birds and its implementation in there. So that's certainly exciting times. But
another thing is, I should mention, since I mentioned something turning into HTML, Netflix, it's proprietary, but as I understand it, they try and embrace HTML now. I think previously they were more like Silverlight oriented. So that's interesting because also Netflix has got some staff which used to work for Microsoft. So you kind of see why they might be kind of very cozy and very kind of chummy with Microsoft. But here they are, people are talking about, is Netflix going to be available for Linux? Apparently, well, it is or will be very soon because they start to become web-based and HTML5 and whatever, so they kind of abandoned those plugins and the binary mode of thinking, and Flash, there is a new version of Flash out. They kind of say, you can control your privacy now. Well, no thanks. Google's already moving to WebM, and don't trace the image of even ever installing Flash to anyone, assuming that they're going to get their videos from Google. And I assume that when Google converts all of YouTube to WebM, any of the other video sites will have reasons to do the same, to support OGG or WebM or something